Well, I can still go back through time, back to 1959. You could buy a Coca-Cola for 1 thin dime and get emotionally involved with some fishing line. I had a Schwinn bicycle with a real headlight, a dog named Freckles and a homemade kite. 50-cent movies on Saturday night. Those were the good old days, boys. Those were the good old days. Well, I still remember what they taught in school, the 3 big R's and the golden rule. Flat top haircuts were very cool, but I had a bad cow lick. It was stubborn as a mule. Summertime brought us Independence Days. We took temporary leave from the human race. I was Huckleberry Finn in a river haze. Those were the good old days, boys. Those were the good old days. Well, now we got cellular phones and 4-wheel drive, mega computers, Lord, have we arrived. Microwave ovens and fax machines, and everybody buys new worn-out jeans. We got superconductors and automated trains, but if you asked me, for all our marvelous games, what we left back there in the good old days hasn't been improved and cannot be replaced. We used to stay up late on Saturday night watching Shock Theater. It was good for a fright. Old King Kong caught in those bright city lights, and the Invisible Man, he was out of sight. I ate Wheaties. I drank Ovaltine. My brother bought a used Renault Dauphine. Hoss, that was the ugliest car I had ever seen. Back in the good old days, boys. Back in the good old days. In high school, we all used to meet down at Ed's Drive-In there on Market Street. I met a blonde-haired cutie. She was homecoming queen. It was my first time love. We were both 17. Friday night football and holding hands. We'd sing the Star-Spangled Banner with the senior high band. We stood tall and proud because we loved this land. Back in the good old days, boys. Back in the good old days. Our heroes were men of a noble breed, tried in the fires of courageous deeds. Family and friends and God came first. It seemed like everyone in town all went to church. Now, I don't claim to know it all, but the higher you climb, the further you fall. If history has taught us anything at all, we ought to pray about the good old days. We had science fairs and school bazaars. We couldn't wait to drive Dad's car. We all wished upon a star and dreamed that we would all go far. There were evening services on Sunday night. Folks knew what was wrong, people did what was right. We lived by faith and we loved the light. Back in the good old days, boys. Back in the good old days. I learned about men like Patrick Henry and William Penn and old Abraham Lincoln. These were my childhood friends. They were true, brave, and godly men. We can sure use a few like them again. Well, I'd love to ride with those who fought and stand beside the men who bought the freedoms that my teachers taught. Back in the good old days, boys. Back in the good old days. I know I might be naive, but we all must choose what we believe. We can still save this good old promised land. We might still find some help in the Master's hand. Yeah, we've come a long way, perhaps a bit too far, but take a good sober look at just where we are. If we ask him to, and we change our ways, he could lead us back to the good old days. Don't you heartache for the good old days. Oh, I miss Don't you